So, in the end, LeBron James chose to ring chase. What did you expect? This wasn't about basketball happiness. Basketball happiness, said Rich Paul. This was about ring chasing. What team gave LeBron James the best chance to win a fifth, maybe even a sixth championship? It was obviously from the start the Philadelphia 76ers. Ring that Liberty Bell. It's now the city of brotherly brawn. It's a duh. I said from the start, as I analyzed the teams that wanted LeBron, there were 6 of them for minimum wage. If he wanted basketball happiness, as in just hanging with the fellas and playing golf with a really good player and Steph Curry, well, you go to Golden State, which would have turned into Olden State. They would have had no chance to win a championship. They would have been by far the oldest starting lineup in the history of basketball. If he'd wanted basketball happiness, he'd go back to Miami just because it's Miami, it's South Beach. You can play year-round golf. You could play golf during the basketball season. There was no way he wanted to go back home for a third time and be a third wheel in a backcourt that already features, obviously, Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. It just wouldn't fit. It wouldn't work. He'd go right back to having LA in Cleveland, Lakers at Cavs. Wouldn't work. There's no way he wanted to spend a winter in Minnesota with Ant and LaMelo. It's just not right. It's just LeBron James in Minneapolis. What? No way. It was time to ring chase. This was screaming LeBron James from the start, because this team, especially in the Eastern Conference, is really, really good. The Sixers just became, if they weren't already, the favorite to win the East. Of his championships, of his times going to the finals 10 times, 9 times came through the Eastern Conference, which was the weaker conference. Now it's getting a little closer to 50-50. I still think the West is a little better than the East, but he joined the best team with the best chance. Obviously, you know how I feel about Jaylen Brown. This was the steal of the century for the 76ers. Jaylen's got that dog in him, that championship dog in him. Tyrese Maxey has that dog in him. Yeah, he's smaller, but you want to talk about the biggest heart in that small body? You want to talk about a perennial all-star closer in Tyrese Maxey? Clutch client to boot. Well, way to go. Yes. And then, you know how I feel about Joel Embiid. He has that dog in him occasionally, when he's healthy, when he feels like it. But when he does feel like it, Joel Embiid is a nuclear weapon. In fact, when he feels like it and he's healthy, he's the closest thing to Shaquille O'Neal this league has had since Shaq. That's how good he is. LeBron knows how good he is. Maybe LeBron can coax the best out of Joel. Coach him up, talk him up, hype him up to the media. Maybe that will work. And obviously the kid VJ Edgecombe, he's a player. I'm not saying he's going to be a great player, but he's a player, and he is absolutely fearless. The stage was not too big for him as a rookie. And then you throw in Anthony Simons, some scoring punch off the bench, and they went and got Dean Wade from the Cavaliers, who gives you a 6'9" shooter who can play some defense, long arm defense. That Phylon kid, he's almost got a LeBron first name. LeBron. It's almost LeBron, but the Phylon kid It's got some talent. He stayed at Alabama for 2 years, but he averaged 22 a game. He can distribute a little bit. He can be kind of a backup point. And I think he can contribute. That's the best team in the East, and LeBron chose it. This should have been a done deal from the start. So LeBron failed in Los Angeles, got dumped by the Lakers. Again, they won a Mickey Mouse championship in the bubble when he had 4 months to get ready. It felt like 4 years to get ready at age 35 for a playoff run in the bubble, in which most teams didn't want to be there in the bubble. And they were kind of the last team standing, got to play the Heat in the finals. They were heavy favorites. It was AD at his greatest. He was the best player on that team. And then since the finals, since that Mickey Mouse chip, that cubic zirconia ring that they won, LeBron James went 16-26 in playoff games for the Lakers. Just disappointed. So as a Laker, he missed the playoffs twice. He was swept twice. He was gentleman swept twice. And Jeannie and Rob just said, that's enough. Luka definitely said, that's enough. I don't want to share the stage with this diva anymore. So they just said, sorry, no offer. They basically pushed him right out the back door. So LeBron James just set another record. He went from $53 million that he made for the Lakers, or stole from the Lakers last year. $53 million. I know he's still the face of the league because he is the all-time leading scorer in the history of the league, and he's got the biggest social media following. So he is obviously still a draw, so you can argue that he was worth off the court, just in TV drawing power, gate attraction, the 53. But he just plunged, the all-time plunge, from 53 million down to 4 million, which is basically the veterans minimum, for the Philadelphia 76ers. But they gave him 2 years. So it's 4-ish and 4-ish for the 2 years, the second a player option. So it's his choice whether to stay for a whopping 4 more million. But this isn't about the money. This isn't about basketball happiness. This isn't about playing with Steph and Draymond and playing golf with Steph or playing golf in Miami. This isn't about going home for a third time's the charm time. He already did that. He went back and they did win a championship thanks to Draymond getting suspended and thanks to Kyrie hitting that last second shot, that late shot. And he chose by far the best option on the table, which is a team now run by the great Bob Myers. You got to see him for a while on ESPN, but you know he has a championship pedigree that he built while building the dynastic Golden State Warriors. He now works for Josh Harris in Philadelphia. It's great choice and fit for LeBron because Josh Harris is, if not the best owner, he's one of the best owners. I believe in him. I believe in his depth of pocket. I believe he does it the right way. I believe he does it the first-class way. I think LeBron will like playing for him. I think he will go out of his way to treat LeBron with the respect that he has earned. They will treat LeBron's inner circle with the respect that LeBron has earned these